Uh, Today we are going to discuss very simple topic, that is effective atomic number for the complexes. Effective atomic number is given by a simple formula EAN is equal to Z minus X plus Y. This formula is given in our textbook, a simple formula. And you know all effective atomic number, when we are calculating, we are calculating it for the complexes, and not only for the complexes, but we are calculating it for the central metal atom or central metal ion for the complexes. Now these three alphabets Z, X and Y carry some meaning, some important meaning. Here Z stands for atomic number of metal. X stands for oxidation number of metal, whereas Y stands for total electrons accepted by metal. Total electrons accepted by metal. Now, in order to understand this, I will take one simple example. Let us take the example of tetrachloronickelate 2 ion. Tetrachloronickelate 2. Tetrachloronickelate 2 ion. Now, when I am finding out the EAN for this complex, actually I am finding out the EAN for nickel, which is central metal atom or central metal ion, whatever you can say. So I can find out in this particular manner. Again, I'll write the simple formula Z minus X plus Y. Now when I am writing Z minus X plus Y, I know for sure the atomic number of nickel here is 28. Now here I am supposed to put the value of this X, which stands for oxidation number of nickel. So it is very easy to find out the oxidation number of this nickel here in this particular complex. Here we don't know the oxidation number of nickel, so we'll consider this oxidation number of nickel as X. Now charge present on one chloride ion is -1. There are 4 chloride ions, so we can write the total charge is -4 is equal to overall charge here is -2. So I can now find out the value of X, that is coming as +2. Now this +2 is the oxidation number of this nickel, which I can substitute here. So I am substituting the value of oxidation number as 2 here, plus now total number of electrons accepted by metal. This is from chlorine, which are called as ligands, and one ligand which is monodentate can give 2 electrons, that is one lone pair. So there are 4 ligands which are monodentate, and hence they are going to give 8 electrons here total. So effective atomic number comes out to be 28 minus 2, it is 26. 26 plus 8, naturally our answer here is coming as 34. So here 34 is the effective atomic number of this nickel in this particular complex. Sometimes some students asks me, sir, what is the use of this effective atomic number? Frankly speaking, they say, sir, हम इसको क्यों निकालते हैं? Why we are finding it out? Now it's very simple. Say students, if you take D block elements, that is iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc, last element which you will find in this period is krypton, whose atomic number is 36. Now all these D block elements, when they are forming complex, they try to achieve this inert gas configuration. Just like sodium try to achieve the inert gas configuration, chlorine try to achieve the inert gas configuration. In a similar manner, these d block elements also try to achieve the atomic number of inert gas, which is called as inert gas configuration. Okay, now suppose I take here nickel. If you see in periodic table, you will find nickel, then we are having palladium, then we are having here platinum. Similarly, nickel, as it is achieving the electronic configuration of krypton, platinum also try to achieve the inert gas configuration which is coming in this particular group. Krypton, below that xenon, below that radon. So platinum try to get this radon configuration, that is its atomic number is 86. You know atomic number of platinum is 78. It try to become like 86. So this is the main thing that we are explaining the formation of the complexes on the basis of effective atomic number. Let us take one simple example, one more simple example. Now suppose I want to find out the oxidation number of this nickel in this particular complex. Oxidation number I am saying, you can find its oxidation number is coming out to be 0.